So most people moving to Littleton, Colorado, they start their home search in the wrong neighborhood. Well, and this is not because the homes are bad, but because the neighborhoods here feel completely different from one another. And that's very hard to understand when you're researching from 1,000 miles away or maybe even 2,000 miles away. So if you're moving to Littleton, Colorado, or researching Littleton from out of state, one of the biggest challenges buyers run into is figuring out which neighborhoods actually fit the lifestyle that they're hoping to create. Now, Littleton sits on the southwest side of Denver metro area, and it's often compared with nearby communities like Golden, Lakewood, or Arvada because of its access to the foothills and outdoor recreation. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through 3 Littleton area neighborhoods that buyers frequently explore: historic downtown Littleton, Columbine Valley, and Roxborough. We'll talk about what homes typically cost, what the overall feel is like, commute considerations, and the proximity to outdoor recreation like Chatfield State Park and the foothills. And one of these areas, they surprise almost every relocation buyer. But before we dive into the neighborhoods, it really helps to understand where Littleton sits in the Denver metro. Now, Littleton is located about 10 miles south of downtown Denver along the South Platte River corridor. To the north, you're going to find Lakewood. To the south is Highlands Ranch. And to the west, you begin getting into the foothills and open space areas that many people associate with Colorado living. One of the major recreation areas nearby is Chatfield State Park. It offers boating, paddleboarding, camping, biking, trail running, and a large amount of open space. Now, because of that location, Littleton tends to attract buyers who want a balance between suburban living and convenient access to outdoor recreation. All right, let's talk about neighborhood number 1. The first area that many relocation buyers explore is historic downtown Littleton. This part of the city has one of the most recognizable downtown districts in the southwest Denver metro area. And when you walk through downtown, you're going to find locally owned restaurants, coffee shops, boutiques, and community events throughout the year. And it has more of a traditional downtown environment compared with many suburban areas around Denver. And the housing here, well, it tends to be older and more varied in style. You're going to see a mixture of early 1900 homes, renovated historic houses, townhomes, and some newer infill construction. Because homes were built over many decades, the architecture here tends to be less uniform than the newer planned communities. And well, from a pricing standpoint, homes near downtown often fall roughly between the upper 600,000 range and well above $1 million. And well, that depends on the size, condition, and the proximity to the downtown core. Now, another feature buyers sometimes appreciate is light rail access. And well, Littleton has RTD light rail stations that connect to downtown Denver and other parts of the metro area. So overall, buyers who prioritize things like walkability, being close to restaurants and shops, and established neighborhoods with character, well, they often start their search around historic downtown Littleton. But let's move on to neighborhood number 2, because the second area that relocation buyers often ask about is Columbine Valley. Now, one important detail is that Columbine Valley is actually its own incorporated town located immediately west of Littleton. However, because of its proximity, buyers researching Littleton frequently include this in their search. The overall feel here, well, it's quite different from the downtown area. Instead of a walkable downtown environment, Columbine Valley tends to feature things like larger residential lots, mature landscaping, quiet streets, and homes that are more spread out. Some homes are located near Columbine Country Club, which historically played a role in development in the area. Now, compared to downtown Littleton, the housing style here tends to be larger, detached homes with more lot space. And well, in terms of pricing, homes in Columbine Valley often fall roughly between $900,000 and $2 million or more, depending on the lot size, updates, and obviously location. Because the town is relatively small with around 600 homes, it tends to have a quieter residential atmosphere compared with the larger suburban developments. So buyers who prioritize more square footage, larger yards, and quieter residential streets, well, they often explore Columbine Valley. But let's not forget neighborhood number 3, Now, earlier I mentioned that one of these areas surprises many relocation buyers, and that area is Roxborough. Now, a lot of buyers researching Littleton online, they initially focus on neighborhoods closer to downtown. But once they visit Roxborough and they see the red rock scenery and the open space, it often becomes an area that hadn't seriously been considered at first. Now, Roxborough, well, it sits southwest of Littleton near Roxborough State Park and Chatfield State Park. And although the community is located in Douglas County, many homes, well, they use the Littleton mailing address, which is why people researching Littleton often come across Roxborough. Now, housing in Roxborough typically includes you've got your larger suburban homes, planned neighborhoods, and properties that take advantage of the surrounding landscape. Detached homes here, they often fall roughly between the $600,000 range and $1 million or more, depending on, again, location, views, and updates. And one of the biggest draws to Roxborough is access to outdoor recreation, because nearby you have Roxborough State Park, which is known for its hiking trails and red rock formations, and you also have Chatfield State Park, which offers boating, biking trails, camping, and open space. So for buyers who prioritize scenery and outdoor access, Roxborough often becomes a very interesting option. Now let's talk about some trade-offs, because each of these areas offers something a little different. Historic downtown Littleton provides walkability and historic character. Columbine Valley offers larger residential lots and a quieter setting. And Roxborough offers scenery and proximity to foothills recreation. For many relocation buyers, choosing between them, well, it comes down to which feature matters most for their lifestyle. So if you're relocating to Colorado and you are considering the Littleton area, here's a simple way to think about these three options. Historic downtown Littleton works well for buyers who want proximity to restaurants, shops, and local businesses. Columbine Valley offers larger homes and more separation between properties. And while Roxborough tends to appeal to buyers who want a scenic surroundings and easy access to outdoor recreation. So if you're moving to Littleton, Colorado, or maybe you're relocating to the Denver metro area, one of the other big questions that buyers usually have is, what does it actually cost to live here day to day? Home prices are only part of the picture. Things like property taxes, insurance, utilities, and general living expenses can be quite different depending on where you're moving from. So if you're still researching Littleton, I'd recommend checking out my next video titled, "The Cost of Living in Littleton is Not What You Think It Is." Because in that video, I break down the numbers that buyers often want to understand before relocating here. And if you're trying to decide between Littleton, Golden, Arvada, or Lakewood, I'm always here to help. My name is Nicole. I'm with the Mama Bear team at Exit Mosaic Realty, and I am always happy to help buyers think through the options before making a move. Remember, life is short, live somewhere awesome, and be well. We'll see you next time.